So hello everyone and welcome to Career Launcher. So in today's class, as I've already told you that every Sunday at 8 p.m. We are having this static GK revision discussion where we discuss the key concepts related with we are having this GK static GK, especially related with constitution and many other things. So am I audible, visible? Yes, good evening, Sadhvij. I think I'm audible, visible. Everything is fine. If yes, then please write yes in the comments. अगर मेरी आवाज आ रही है, if everything is clear, just write yes. Yes, then please write. Okay, yes, good evening. स्लैट में भी हेल्पफुल होगा ऑफ कोर्स. स्टैटिक जीके तो स्लैट में स्टैटिक जीके भी पूछा जाता है, सो ऑफ कोर्स that would be helpful even in that also. So let us begin without wasting our time. Yes, good evening everyone, welcome to the class. So let us begin with the first question. Which of the following state has the largest number of seats reserved for scheduled tribe? So basically लोक सभा में, अच्छा सबसे पहले आप ये बताओ. So first answer this question, then I will discuss something about parliament also, the concepts regarding parliament. First you answer this question, then we will discuss things related with the parliament. Yes, Pratmesh, Siddhivaj, you are right. The right answer is option D, Madhya Pradesh is the right answer. Now, first of all, please tell me, the parliament comprises of A plus B plus C. What is A, what is B, and what is C? Let me see whether you are able to answer or not. What is A, what is B, and what is C? So the parliament comprises of, some person is writing Lok Sabha and Raj Sabha. Okay, fine. But what about option C? So it comprises of three entity: Lok Sabha, Raj Sabha, and President. Yes, someone has written. Very good. That is the President of India. And where it is written? Medieval history or asking? Modern Indian history we have done. Playlist में आप जाके देख लेना. ठीक है, you can watch that class. Medieval अभी recent days में तो नहीं कोई plan है ऐसा. ठीक है. So when you read Article 79 of the Indian Constitution, it talks about Parliament of India comprising of. So they are using the word House of People, Council of States, and President of India. So House of People is Lok Sabha, Council of States is Raj Sabha, and President of India. And please be aware, in House of People, that is in Lok Sabha, we have reservation for scheduled caste and scheduled tribe. Okay. But there is no such case in Raj Sabha. We do not have any scheduled caste or scheduled tribe, any such thing. So the right answer here is D is the right answer. Madhya Pradesh is the right answer to this question. Okay. So largest, and of course the reservation of scheduled caste and scheduled tribe is proportional based on proportion. That is also what you should be knowing. स्लैट में स्कीम्स आती है, गवर्नमेंट स्कीम. लास्ट ईयर मैंने एक सेशन लिया था, हार्दिक महेश्वरी. आप जाके जस्ट यूट्यूब पे सर्च करना, इंपॉर्टेंट गवर्नमेंट स्कीम्स, करियर लॉन्चर, लॉ एंट्रेंस. आई हैव टेकन अ क्लास ऑन गवर्नमेंट स्कीम्स, बट लास्ट ईयर का वीडियो है, यू कैन वॉच इट, नो प्रॉब्लम. लार्जली वही होगा, कुछ नए जो करंट अफेयर्स ऐड हुए होंगे, बट लार्जली यू कैन वॉच दैट. So based on population, Madhya Pradesh is having the highest number of scheduled tribe reservation, है ना? So it is actually proportion to the population. So 6 seats are reserved in Lok Sabha. Let's move on to the next one, and please read the question and answer me. Yes, last year SLAT में उस पर आयुष्मान भारत पे क्वेश्चन आया था. Yes, Pratmesh, we have done it in Victory Lab series. Which one of the following bill must be passed separately by both the houses and no joint sitting is allowed? Some people are saying B, some people are saying A. So some people are those who are saying A. Please tell me, is it must that it should be passed by both the houses? Is it must that a money bill should be passed by both the houses? Money bill actually 110 से related है ना? Whatever things are mentioned in 110 defines money bill. It needs only, it initiates in Lok Sabha only, not in Rajya Sabha. It requires only passing from Lok Sabha. It goes to the Rajya Sabha. Rajya Sabha can at max discuss for 14 days. Discussion can be done and advice can be given or suggestion only. Rajya Sabha cannot block it. So after 14 days, it is considered as automatically it is passed. So money bill for all practical purpose needs only approval in Lok Sabha and does not need any permission in Rajya Sabha. So one cannot be, option A cannot be the answer. Must be passed separately by both the houses. Of course, it does not require bill to be passed. This bill does not require it to be passed by both the houses. So this is a wrong statement. The next is constitutional amendment bill. Of course, you need to pass it with both the houses and separately. There is no scope of joint sitting. Okay, joint sitting is only for ordinary bill where there is simple majority is required, etc. Constitutional amendment bill amends the constitution. Means it changes something in the constitution. It inserts something, removes something. That is what you should be knowing. The right answer is B is the right answer to this question. The next, I hope it is clear, Hannah. So that is what you should be knowing about. And अच्छा एक चीज और है, after which amendment of the Indian Constitution it was made compulsory for president to give assent to constitutional amendment bill. Anyone? After which amendment it was made compulsory for president that if a constitutional amendment bill is passed by both the houses and it goes to the president must pass it. 24th, not 42nd. I was thinking yes. ये भी इंदिरा गांधी जी के टाइम पे हुआ था, I think 1971 वगैरह में something. Not 42nd. You have to be very careful. It is not 42nd amendment. It is 24th amendment. I have seen sometimes this question being asked in some exam. So virtually, the president does not have any as such practical veto powers in case of constitutional amendment bill. Okay. Let's move on to the next one. As per order of precedence, who among the following is highest in the rank? Out of these four. Order of precedence पे क्वेश्चन आता है. ओके चलो इसको रहने दो. फर्स्ट लेट मी आस्क, ऑर्डर ऑफ प्रेसिडेंस में फर्स्ट, सेकंड एंड थर्ड खाली बता दो. यही बता दो, देन वी विल डिस्कस फर्दर. फर्स्ट यू टेल मी, ऑर्डर ऑफ प्रेसिडेंस में फर्स्ट which constitutional post holder, second and third. First में कौन आते? Who is at the first? First please tell me that. Conceptual understanding को पता होना चाहिए. प्रेसिडेंट, पीएम एंड सीएम. सीएम चीफ मिनिस्टर तो बहुत काफी बाद में आते हैं. फर्स्ट में एक पोस्ट है, देयर इज ओनली वन पोस्ट. सेकंड में भी देयर इज ओनली वन पोस्ट एंड थर्ड में भी देयर इज ओनली वन पोस्ट. सो यू हैव टू टेल मी फर्स्ट ऑर्डर ऑफ प्रेसिडेंस में फर्स्ट कौन आते? द प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इंडिया. एंड सेकंड में कौन आते? हु इज एट द सेकंड? second is vice president, and the third is prime minister. So basically, if a president and vice president is invited in a guest function, then president of India will be the chief guest. Similarly, if vice president and prime minister both are invited in any function, then vice president would be the chief guest, because that person is more like higher as per order of precedence is concerned. ठीक है, इसका आंसर है गवर्नर ऑफ अ स्टेट विद इन दिस और स्टेट. दो या दिखाता हूं. सो व्हेन इट कम्स टू ऑर्डर ऑफ प्रेसिडेंस, ये समझना जरूरी है ना. प्रेसिडेंट, बिकॉज जनरली पीपल बिलीव कि सेकंड वुड बी प्राइम मिनिस्टर, बट नो, सेकंड इज वाइस प्रेसिडेंट, देन इट इज प्रेसिडेंट, प्राइम मिनिस्टर. ऑर्डर ऑफ प्रेसिडेंस: president, vice president, prime minister, governor within their respective states. For example, if Maharashtra governor is there in Maharashtra, then he or she will be treated at fourth position. If Maharashtra governor is in another state, let's say in Uttarakhand, is gone for, like, he or she has gone to Uttarakhand, then in that case, that person will not be treated at fourth position, but at some other position. नीचे में और कहीं पे उनका नाम आ जाएगा. Governor, like 8th rank पर, governor outside the respective state, है ना. This you have to understand. So president, vice president, prime minister, then governor. Then fifth पे living former president, यानी ex president का देखो कितना वैल्यू है, 5th rank पर, order of precedence. Then 5A, actually 5A means it was not originally present, but it was inserted, so it means this is equal to 5, है ना. Deputy prime minister, because technically, constitutionally, there is no such post called as deputy CM or deputy chief minister or deputy prime minister. Original concept में ऐसा कुछ नहीं, but okay, it has been recognized. It's actually a union cabinet minister only, but it has been now recognized. So it's actually added in order of precedence here. उसके बाद 6th rank पर है Chief Justice of India and Speaker of Lok Sabha. Can you imagine? Like both are actually in order of precedence. Both are at equal position. Chief Justice of India and Speaker of Lok Sabha. Okay. Sometimes I have seen questions. Sometimes order of precedence पे questions आते हैं, इसलिए मैं बता रहा हूँ. और इसी में चीफ जस्टिस, स्पीकर ऑफ लोकसभा, यूनियन कैबिनेट मिनिस्टर, नेशनल सिक्योरिटी एडवाइजर, वाइस चेयरपर्सन ऑफ नीति आयोग, ऑल आर हियर. 6 में ये दोनों थे, 7 में ये लोग आगे. इन 7 दे आर यूनियन कैबिनेट मिनिस्टर, नेशनल सिक्योरिटी एडवाइजर, वाइस चेयरपर्सन नीति आयोग, लिविंग फॉर्मर प्राइम मिनिस्टर, लीडर ऑफ अपोजिशन राज्यसभा, लीडर ऑफ अपोजिशन लोकसभा, एंड चीफ मिनिस्टर इफ दे आर इनसाइड देयर स्टेट. इसीलिए वी से दैट यूनियन कैबिनेट मिनिस्टर एंड लीडर ऑफ अपोजिशन हैज सेम order of precedence. Why? Because in democracy, leader of opposition, the role of opposition is also very important. That is why leader of opposition, both in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, are considered as equivalent in rank, equivalent to cabinet ministers, because they are in power and they are in opposition. But still, the government, the democratic values recognizes the opposition so much. Okay, that's the idea behind it. So these all are actually in 7th position. Living former prime minister, vice chairperson. Why are deputy PMs not being appointed? Because that's not very important. Originally constitution में ऐसा कोई concept था भी नहीं, but okay, later on this practice is being talked, but it's not very important. Deputy prime minister is like a very similar to a cabinet minister only. ठीक है. Sometimes we have seen, है ना. Then 7A बाद में insert किया गया living recipients of Bharat Ratan. So they are also treated equal, almost equivalent to that. ठीक है. The next is question number 8. And 8 में क्या? Ambassadors, extraordinary officers, high commissioners of Commonwealth countries. है ना? Commonwealth countries यानी British ambassador to India. तो उनको भी आप 8th rank पर treat करोगे. Governors outside their respective state and chief minister outside their respective states. And after that comes the judges of Supreme Court. Rank wise. LK Advani ji was, I think, last deputy PM. Yes, right. And then we have एक जगह एग्जाम में देखा तो यही पूछे थे जजेस ऑफ सुप्रीम कोर्ट. उसके बाद इन तीनों का चेयरपर्सन ऑफ यूपीएससी, चीफ इलेक्शन कमिश्नर एंड सीएजी एट सेम पोजीशन. ठीक है. So I'm giving you an idea, some idea about it, because I have seen in some exam these types of questions being asked. Order of precedence बनाई, एक जगह यही पूछ लिया था, तीनों एक ही लाइन में था, पूछ लिया था कि ऑर्डर ऑफ प्रेसिडेंस सेट कीजिए. All were actually in equal rank. Then you can see अब सारे डेप्टी चेयरमैन राज्यसभा, डेप्टी स्पीकर लोकसभा, डेप्टी सीएम, मेंबर ऑफ नीति आयोग, है ना. चेयरमैन ऑफ, देखो, मेंबर ऑफ नीति आयोग इज इक्विवेलेंट टू डेप्टी सीएम, बट चेयरमैन, वाइस चेयरपर्सन ऑफ नीति आयोग इज इक्विवेलेंट टू चीफ मिनिस्टर. व्हाई वाइस चेयरपर्सन? बिकॉज चेयरपर्सन इज प्राइम मिनिस्टर. आई एम श्योर यू मस्ट बी अवेयर. ठीक है. अच्छा, एक चीज और आपने ध्यान देखा है, भारत रत्न को बहुत ज्यादा रिस्पेक्ट दिया गया है. So, for example, Mr. Sachin Tendulkar is Bharat Ratan, is having 7th rank, and even much above than Supreme Court Judge, Chief Election Commissioner, CEC and CAG. आप देख रहे हो? Are you able to understand it? ठीक है. So ये बता रहे हैं कि भारत रत्न का I'm just giving an idea behind this. सब नहीं याद रखना है. Of course, it's not possible to remember all, but I have given you a rough idea. At least शुरू के 4-5 idea होने चाहिए, because sometimes we have seen questions. सर स्लाइड के लिए हार्दिक करंट अफेयर्स के लिए वी हैव एक्चुअली गो टू द प्लेलिस्ट, और एक मंथली करंट अफेयर्स का प्लेलिस्ट होगा, डार्क ब्लू कलर का थंबनेल, वेयर आई हैव डिस्कस जनवरी से लेकर अक्टूबर तक. आई हैव टेकन ऑल द क्लासेस. सो इन वन क्लास आई हैव कवर्ड द एंटायर 1 मंथ करंट अफेयर्स. ठीक है. सो जनवरी का, फिर फरवरी का, मार्च कैसे करके. सो यू कैन वॉच दैट. ठीक है. और वो है, और स्टैटिक जीके तो हम लोग ने ये इसी सीरीज में काफी कराया है, बहुत सारा है ना. लीडर ऑफ पोजीशन राज्यसभा, LOP in राज्यसभा, who is right now? Yes, Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge is the leader of position Rajya Sabha. Now, question number 4 is in front of you. Please read it and then answer me. Which of the following bill does not require prior consent of president before being introduced in the parliament? In a parliament में introduce होने से पहले कुछ, there are some bills which require the permission of the president before being introduced in the parliament. We're not talking about assenting the bill. Even before it is being introduced in the parliament, the president permission is required. So the right answer is मनी बिल में जरूरत होता है. बिल दैट सीक्स टू अल्टर द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल बॉडीज आल्सो. राइट आंसर इज डी. कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल अमेंडमेंट बिल डज नॉट रिक्वायर सो. सो राइट आंसर इज डी. मनी बिल में ऑफ कोर्स इट इज रिक्वायर्ड, बिकॉज मनी बिल टॉक्स अबाउट taking extracting money from the constitution, from the consolidated fund of India, etc. also. So does not require. So the right answer is constitutional amendment. ठीक है, मैं दिखाता हूं. Article 3 talks about, है ना, changing the boundaries of the parliament. Article 3 talks about the option B. ठीक है. No bill for the purpose shall be introduced except on the recommendation of president, है ना. Similarly, money bill also cannot be introduced in Assembly. It can only be introduced in Lok Sabha, and it needs permission from prior permission from the president. Similarly, 304 clause B related to imposing reasonable restriction on trade and commerce, है ना. For that you need president's prior approval, है ना. ये भी लिखा होता है, ये वाला जो है ऑप्शन सी 304. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Which of the following has been defined? Very important. We have seen multiple times this question being repeated in AILET and many other exams. बहुत जगह है वो ये. Sometimes they ask the person who said also, किसने ये बात कही, and why it was said. Heart and soul of the Indian Constitution. Why? People are saying option B, but why? Reason बताना है. Yes, it's called as right to constitutional remedies. Very good. Available to Aam Aadmi. Yes. Bhimrao Ambedkar said heart and soul of the Indian Constitution. Not Jawaharlal Nehru. Bhimrao Ambedkar said that it is Article 32 is heart and soul of the Indian Constitution. But why? What is the idea behind this? Why it is so important that Bhimrao Ambedkar used this word? Yes, Krishi Sazeva, very good. So if their fundamental rights are violated, the people can directly move the Supreme Court using Article 32 to protect their fundamental right. So if this Article 32 is not there, there is no meaning of fundamental right. And when there is no meaning of fundamental right, the original idea behind the Indian Constitution gets defeated. Or the original idea behind the democracy gets defeated, right? So fundamental rights plays a very important role in differentiating between a democratic country and a dictator or a kingship country. है ना? That's the idea behind this. That's why he called it as heart and soul of the Indian Constitution. Okay? B is the right answer. Yes. Remedies for enforcement. है ना? Article 32. है ना? So these are the writs: habeas corpus, mandamus, prohibition, quo warranto, and certiorari. So इसको पांचों को थोड़ा सा पढ़ लीजिएगा. I think these are being taught in legal section, but I would say please read these 5 writs as well. ठीक है? Because these are important ones. You should be knowing about it. The next one is question number 6. Local self-government can be best explained as an exercise in. What is local self-government? And who is considered as father of LSG? Yes, democratic decentralization. है ना? देखो होता क्या, डेमोक्रेसी बिलीव्स इन flowing the power down. And centralization of power is not considered as very good. The more down the power flows from center to state to the local bodies, it is considered as good. Father of LSG, father of local self government. So we have 3 level, है ना? 3 layers. So central government, we have central level, and a prime minister, president. Local self government level, we have Panchayati Raj institution at that level and one local government at that level. Yes. Yes, that's called as grassroots democracy, democratic decentralization, right? Huh? Decentralize करना पाओ, है ना? So Panchayati Raj institution and urban local bodies में जैसे I'm sure you must have heard the term mayor, ward councillor, ward commissioner. Panchayati Raj institution आपने सरपंच, मुखिया, ग्राम सभा, these terms I'm sure you must have heard in your life. Yes, very good. 73rd constitutional amendment talks about this. 92, 93 के आसपास. And 74th constitutional amendment talks about urban local bodies. Very good. Great. But आप लोगों ने ये नहीं बताया फादर ऑफ लोकल सेल्फ गवर्नमेंट किसको कहते हैं? फादर ऑफ लोकल सेल्फ गवर्नमेंट. Not Mahatma Gandhi, not Dalhousie. Yes, Siddhivij, very good. Lord Ripon was the Governor General of India at that time when the concept of this was introduced. है ना? Yes, 73rd and 74th, 73rd Amendment, Panchayati Raj system लाया गया था. Part 9 and Schedule 11 of the Indian Constitution were added. 74th Amendment, Part 9A and 12 Schedule were added. ठीक है? है ना? Decentralization of powers. And Lord Ripon is important because Lord Ripon is generally considered as comparatively humane Governor General of India. Means he was, of course, a British officer. So generally, British officer we consider that they were cruel, like anti-Indians. But Lord Ripon was comparatively better. It is said, like the historians say and all that. Compared to other Governor Generals, he was slightly better. So he brought some of the reforms. Okay, so B is the right answer. The next is, this is very interesting question, and this actually will help you understand the idea that whether you have understood the idea behind constitution or not, or a democratic government. Whatever you are answering it, please explain it also in 1 or 2 lines. Because I don't want just a tukka or a guess, but I want an understanding. Whether you understand this or not. Explain also in one lines. Yes, Anusha Kansal, very good. But why did you delete? आपने सही आंसर किया था. Your explanation was also right. The support of the Lok Sabha is a constitutional government. नहीं ठीक है. वो ओरिजिनल आइडिया जो है ना, आप ये सोचो, देखो, गवर्नमेंट बाय लेजिस्लेचर. लेजिस्लेचर मींस पार्लियामेंट. अभी बोले हो ना कि ये आंसर होगा. So we have parliament even in like China also and many other countries. So from Indian definition of constitutional governance, will you consider this to be a proper constitutional government? Seeing all the other answers got confused. But you were right, Anusha Kansal. You deleted your option answer, but you were right. Popular government, popular और popular तो बहुत subjective है. Popular मतलब famous है. This is very subjective term. What does it mean? Which is popular? For example, if somebody asks you whether the current government, let's say in Venezuela, is popular or not, some people will say yes, it is popular. Some will say no, it is not popular. So it's very subjective term. Next is multi-party government. But if it is a two-party government, for example, in USA, should I reject it just because it is not multi-party? Is there like the idea behind constitutional governance is option D. I'll tell you what exactly it means. First, you understand it. What is the difference between a democratic government versus a dictator government or an authoritarian government? पर concept समझना है. Where there is dictatorship or kingship. Dictatorship or kingship. What is the main difference? The main idea is authoritarian government, the ruler or the president or whosoever is the ruler has all the power, unlimited power. You cannot question it. Whosoever है ना, is the prime minister, president, dictator or king, whosoever is that, the person has unlimited power. But in a democratic constitutional government, the government's power is limited. In the sense that the prime minister, president, or any other person who is at the helm of the affairs cannot do whatever he or she wants. There is some limitation. And limited government, in fact, all legislature, executive, and judiciary, all the three wings are limited, have limited powers. Even citizens. यही कॉन्सेप्ट को कहते हैं कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल मोरालिटी. व्हेन यू रीड एडिटोरियल्स, constitutionalism. Have you heard this term? The constitutional morality. When you read editorials, they talk about these terms. So उसका जो फर्स्ट आइडिया वो यही है. All the wings of the government, legislature, executive, judiciary, all have limited power. It means they all are binded by the constitution. They cannot cross the line. Even the citizens. Okay, we are coming to that. Yes, each wing checks and balances. So the main idea of the, you're saying, sir, if government is brought by the law, yahi to hai, constitution is the main law, supreme law of the land. So when I'm saying that limited government, who is limiting it? Who has the authority to limit? Who is putting the limit? That constitution. And with that constitution establishes the parliament, who has the power to make laws. Originally, the constitution was made by Constituent Assembly, which gave us the constitution. ठीक है, तो समय हमेशा याद रखिए. For example, legislature. Is legislature in India having unlimited power? Is it true? Yes or no? 4 wings, I would say. Is legislature power? If parliament in India has all unlimited power? No. Even the law made by the parliament, if it contradicts the basic structure of the constitution, Keshav Nanda Bharti case, it can be struck down by the Supreme Court. Yes? समझ गए? पार्लियामेंट के द्वारा सारा बनाया कानून, कोई भी कैसे भी कानून नहीं बना सकते. वो पार्लियामेंट भी कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के दायरे में ही बना सकती है. यस, हाँ, जॉन लॉक फिलॉसफी, राइट. हाँ, कृषि सत्य, राइट. एग्जीक्यूटिव, president, prime minister, do they have unlimited power? No, they are also binded under the constitution. Even judiciary, Can judges say they can do whatever they want? No, they will be removed by the parliament if they are corrupt or if they have been found guilty of proved misbehavior, incapacity. I'm sure you must be aware. Even do citizens have unlimited power? No. When I say Article 19, freedom of speech and expression, I say reasonable restriction. You do not have rights to speak whatever you want. There is some limitation, है ना? Like you cannot incite violence or give hate speech or something like that and say कि this is my free speech. No, there is a restriction again. ठीक है, तो कभी मौका मिलेगा तो पढ़िएगा कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल मोरालिटी बाय भीमराव अंबेडकर. They talk about like there is boundary, है ना? This is the boundary and you cannot cross this boundary. So unlimited power is with authoritarian government, like dictatorship, kingship. But limited power is actually the idea of democracy, the constitutional governance, and the constitutionalism. This is very, very important. Yes, Prathamesh, yes, you are like 1.42. That's why we criticize it if it is being misused. Prathamesh, yes, you're right. Sometimes sometimes people criticize it because sometimes judiciary misuse it by using 142. Okay, but still, like the idea behind this is that still that is what we say. That's why we criticize that judiciary should not cross the line, should not start unnecessary making laws, etc. So इसीलिए क्यों? Because we are living in a country where every organ has limitation. They do not have unlimited power. ठीक है? D is the right answer to this question. Okay. अच्छा, कुछ लोगों ने ये बोला था कि सर, there is a concept, Article 75 Clause 3 talks about this, that the government in India, the Council of Minister, है ना, ये है Council of Minister, ये भी बताता हूं, is collectively responsible. Collectively responsible to House of People. ये लिखा हुआ है 75 Clause 3 में ना, responsible to House of People, right? So House of People basically means Lok Sabha, है ना? ठीक है? Collectively responsible to House of People or Lok Sabha. Now the thing is, this is the definition of a parliamentary form of government. अगर कभी पूछा जाए, so you can connect with this line. Parliamentary form of government, Council of Ministers collectively responsible to lower house, या Lok Sabha. Sometimes they write parliament also, but not all the houses of parliament. So it's the best word to be used is Council of Ministers collectively responsible to House of People or Lok Sabha or lower house. So that's the idea behind parliamentary form of government or Westminster style governments. Westminster style governance. That is what you should be knowing about. Okay. I hope this concept has to be very crystal clear. D is the right answer. Or we have seen in multiple government exam this question being asked and repeated again and again. तो ये conceptual clarity का था. आप कहते तो मैं 10 सेकंड में बताया था 7 का आंसर डी and I would have moved. ठीक है, लेकिन आपको सीखते नहीं, रट लेते. ठीक है, that's why understanding is more important than just rote learning it because you will forget next day. कल आप भूल जाओगे, आज बताते कल भूल जाते. अब आपको याद रहेगा क्या मतलब वो लिमिटेड, मतलब लिमिटेड पावर. No one has unlimited power, है ना? Okay, let's move on to the next one. Panchayati Raj was first introduced in Rajasthan, Nagaur district, 1959. At that time, it was not mentioned in the constitution. Later on, the Panchayati Raj was added in the constitution by 73rd Amendment. So A is the right answer to this question. October 1959. Nagaur district, Rajasthan. ठीक है, ये सब पूछते हैं कभी-कभी. जो आप पूछ रहे हो कि सर वन लाइनर स्टैटिक जीके कहां से आएगा, तो ये सब पूछते हैं ऐसे स्टैटिक जीके से. They ask questions. And Nagaur कभी-कभी NAGORE भी लिख देते हैं. Sometimes you will find this. Next is, in India, the first municipal corporation was set up where? These are one-liners, sometimes asked in the exam. Kolkata, Madras, Bombay, Delhi. The right answer is Madras. B is the right answer. 1688. First such municipal corporation, है ना? Not BMC. ठीक है, आपने सोचा होगा बॉम्बे, but that's not correct. Madras. और one of the initial में से है even London म्यूनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन बना था उसकी कुछ ही दिन बाद वन ऑफ द अर्लीस्ट म्यूनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन द वर्ल्ड लेवल पर मद्रास को माना था, ठीक है। वी हैव सीन दिस टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चन इन सम गवर्नमेंट एग्जाम, और वो सब रिपीट करते हैं फिर डिफरेंट एग्जाम्स में, दैट्स व्हाई वी आर डिस्कसिंग। मिनिमम एज फॉर बिकमिंग मेंबर ऑफ पंचायत, एनीवन? The right answer is it's not 25 years, it's 21 years. B is the right answer. पंचायत के लिए 21 years चाहिए. And if you want to become a Lok Sabha MP, then what should be the answer? Member of Parliament, minimum age. And a Raj Sabha MP, then what should be the minimum age? बताइए. लोक सभा MP minimum age, राज्यसभा MP minimum age. राज्यसभा का 35 नहीं है, 30 है. हाँ, लोकसभा का 25, राज्यसभा का 30, ठीक है. जो आप 35 बता रहे हो ना, मिनिमम 35 इयर्स ऑफ एज, वो प्रेसिडेंट, गवर्नर, ये सब केस में होता है. प्रेसिडेंट, आई थिंक वाइस प्रेसिडेंट के लिए ऑल्सो, एंड गवर्नर के लिए, ठीक है. तो ये सब पता होना चाहिए. ओके. एंड प्राइम मिनिस्टर के लिए दे आस्क मिनिमम एज, तो प्राइम मिनिस्टर बनने के लिए आइदर यू शुड बी ए लोकसभा एमपी और राज्यसभा एमपी, तो टेक्निकली मिनिमम एज वुड बी 25. यस. एंड व्हाट इज द मिनिमम एज फॉर बिकमिंग अ सुप्रीम कोर्ट जज इन द इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन? पीएम के लिए मैंने बताया 25 होना चाहिए. आइदर यू शुड बी ए लोकसभा राज्यसभा एमपी, सो लोकसभा से 25 हो जाएगा. नहीं, सुप्रीम कोर्ट जज के लिए देयर इज नो सच प्रोविजन. नथिंग इज मेंशन्ड इन द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन व्हेन इट कम्स टू द मिनिमम एज ऑफ द सुप्रीम कोर्ट जज और अ हाई कोर्ट जज. सो द आंसर इज नन. Although technically, of course, no one below 35 can become a Supreme Court judge, practically speaking. That's a different thing. But according to the Constitution, no such provision is mentioned. हाँ, मतलब कोई 35 से कम का बन ही नहीं सकता है, वो प्रैक्टिकली पॉसिबल ही नहीं है. लेकिन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में ये बात नहीं मेंशन है, ठीक है. दैट्स व्हाट आई एम हाईलाइटिंग इट. सो वी आर स्टॉपिंग दिस क्लास हियर, ठीक है. टुमारो, लाइक मंडे, ट्यूसडे, वेडनेसडे को 3 PM पे विल बी हैविंग सेशन, टॉपिक बेस्ड. यू शुड जॉइन इट. All these will be related with the current events that is happening. Okay. So this is all about today's class. Thank you everyone. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to our channel.